on my thing. You guys are ready? Yes. Evening, everybody, and welcome to the regular business meeting of the Board of Education, Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. Please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Sitting there. I'm supposed to say something. I don't know what it is. Good evening, everybody, and welcome, and thank you for being patient and waiting for us. We had a little glitch going on. Mr. Reaman is joining us tonight via Zoom. He is a little under the weather. So when we get to that portion, he'll be up there for his report. I need a motion to move dockets 1-189 through 1-192.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes because Kurt said no. We have no Board of Ed report. PTA, PTSA, and SEPTA. I see Mrs. Andre in the audience. Are you speaking? Mrs. Merle, are you speaking? I see Kathy pushing buttons, so I'm thinking she's speaking.
PTA's here.
No, I know Kathy's in the audience, so I think she's speaking for PTSA was what I was saying.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. Everything is starting to move along. We have our committees all chosen and they are starting to work. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Is the West Hempstead High School winter concert, and the senior fashion show will be selling raffles for some baskets, and they'll be selling snacks and water bottles. There's a 2-ticket maximum per student that's performing. So if you'll be there, please support our senior fashion show. And then next week on the 22nd is the middle school concert, and the 8th grade dance will be there doing the same. Again, if you're there to support your child, please also support the committee. And I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday. Be safe, be well, and we will see you after the break. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathy. PTA we have here in the audience. Would you like to go ahead with your report?
Hi, my name is Ms. Rivas, and updates are as follows. Photo retakes were December 3rd. We should receive the proofs by December 22nd. Our world's finest chocolate bar sale is ongoing. Boxes are $60 each and can be ordered on our website. 6th grade parents, please start sending in photos for the yearbook. The sooner the better. Please start with baby pictures. If you're sending physical photos, place the appropriate label on the back of the photo and send it in, and the envelope will be returned to you for more photos. So please start sending those in now. Also, the 6th grade parents, please be on the lookout for a call to action request for the 6th grade Fun Day Committee to assist with fundraising and planning efforts. They will need as much support as possible from the parents to ensure a successful day. The 6th grade Fun Day Committee will be fundraising at the George Washington Winter Concerts. Please follow us on social media sites. Please visit our website to support current fundraisers. Our website is whepta.memberhub.com. We have a joint meeting with PTSA and SEPTA on January 10th at 7:30 p.m. in the high school video conference room. Due to the content of the presentation, no children, please. Our next PTA meeting is January 31st at 7:30 p.m. in the George Washington cafeteria. And the PTA would like to have wish everybody a great holiday season and a happy and healthy new year.
Thank you very much. What is the meeting? Do we have a SEPTA representative on the website, on the Zoom link? I thought I saw Kerry on there, but I can't really. And I don't know why, I just assume when I see Kerry, I'm assuming it's Kerry Monmouthby, but it might not be.
Haven't seen it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to our student representative, and in the audience today, we have Kimberlyn Ballant. Return, stand up, and just give your.
Hi, my name is Kim Levelon. I'm a 12th grader here at West Hempstead, and I'm also the vice president of the student council. First and foremost, on behalf of the student council, we have been planning a lot of fun holiday themed activities. So be on the lookout for that. On behalf of the Key Club, we would like to thank all of those who donated to our Thanksgiving food drive. We were able to donate to around 40 families in the school district. And we will also be partnering with the NYU Hospital in order to get out some holiday gifts to families in the district as well. Next up with SAD, the members of the SAD Club will be going on their trip to the middle school on Wednesday, December 15th, tomorrow, in hopes of conducting an educational program throughout the middle school. And lastly, with the ENL Club, they will be conducting a fundraiser, a holiday fundraiser, and they will be selling West Hempstead Rams water bottle gift packages. These are a must-have. These are a must-have of the season, and you can show your Ram pride by supporting and purchasing one for yourself. They're beautifully wrapped and they're ready for giving. See Mrs. McCarthy in the high school for more information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and Kimberlyn, you are more than welcome to go home and study, because I know you have a lot of homework to do. Couldn't have done that faster. Thank you very much. For a second. At this time, we're gonna move on to our superintendent's report. So Mr. Reaman, if you could unmute yourself and have at it.
Sorry about that. Good evening, everyone. Happy holidays. We look forward to all of the various concerts that will take place over the next week and a half, beginning with the high school tomorrow. Our Thanksgiving deliveries were a success and helped reach over approximately 40 families a couple weeks ago. And we look forward to our continued partnership with NYU Langone Winthrop, as they have collaborated with us for the 9th consecutive year to bring holiday joy to 30 families. As you may be aware, Long Island has seen an increase in the number of COVID cases. The cumulative 7-day community rate per 100,000 population for the week of December 6th through December 12th for West Hempstead is 398 per 100,000. The Nassau County average is 442 per 100,000. That ranks us about 36th in Nassau County of about 60 some odd towns. In the past 10 days, we have seen a total of 23 cases in our schools, which is 1.2% of the total number of students and staff in the district. We must continue to follow the protocols of staying home when we are sick, wearing a mask, washing our hands, etc. We should also consider proper diet, exercise, and supplemental vitamins to support a healthy body and mind. And of course, if you have questions about the vaccine or anything like that, please speak with a medical professional. We must all continue to do our part. And no, I will answer this question, even though I don't believe it's anyone's business. I do not have COVID, but I might have the flu. So I will stay home until I am better and keep everyone else safe. So thank you very much. Happy holidays once again, and be healthy, be well, and be safe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reaman. Don't go too far, because we'll be coming back to you in a minute. At this point, we've reached the time for district residents, Island Park residents, and or employees of the district to address the board. This individual will be limited to 3 minutes of non-confidential agenda items, with an overall maximum of 20 minutes for this part of the meeting, if needed. If you have a question from the audience, just please put your name or your question in the chat box so that I can call on you to unmute yourself or read your question from the chat box. And or does anybody in the audience have a question? Mrs. Magarachi.
Lorraine Magarachi, resident and co-president of the West Hempstead Chiefs Soccer Club. Just to start off, I wanted to let you guys know, because happens to be a very big deal for those of you who are not involved in soccer. West Hempstead was named Club of the Month by Eastern New York Soccer, which is from all the way upstate to Queens. It's a big recognition. We've never won it before. So we're very proud about that. And our club this is probably the largest roster we've had in years. We were able to break our players up into teams. They play with their grade. And so it made this season a lot more fun for them. Unfortunately, we're seeing that COVID took a toll on a lot of the other youth programs in our town. And we're just about almost the last gig right now. Hopefully next year, things start to come back is what I'm hoping. In the meantime, we have submitted permits for both the field and gym. And I was led to believe that possibility of the gym permits not being considered due to COVID concerns. With that said, I get it, but I want to put out some information to you first. They play under school rules. So if we were allowed to use the gym, obviously it would be the same rules in which as enforced during school, during gym class, they would be masked. They play within their grade. So, and it's West Hempstead players. So it would be kindergarten with kindergarten, first grades. Sometimes there's first and second grade. That's about it. So, but it's our kids. And I'm just hoping that obviously it would, if there's a spike, I think 1.2. Do I know that? But that's really not that high of a rate.
Highest that we've ever been in district.
I understand, and I'm not asking for
No, I'm
permits
just letting
today.
you know because lots of people don't realize that that's what it is.
I'm not asking for them today, but I do know that this is the meeting that, and the only meeting that you can approve permits for January. So I would like you to not just say no, and to maybe please think about it, even if we get the permits, and then if we get a tremendous spike or something, and we have to delay it a week or so, if I have to shorten, make it, we normally start the weekend after New Year's. So if they felt more comfortable me waiting another week, or I would be willing to follow rules and negotiate and do whatever. But I would just ask because the interest is there. And here's what I'm going to tell you. A lot of the kids and the parents, they're going to play. And if it's not with us, they're going to go to these other facilities. There's a pickleball place here now. That old tennis place is now pickleball. I got sent to me, they had a posting by a trainer from Queens. He is hosting indoor soccer there for the youth. I don't know how much he's charging. I'm sure it's a lot because he offered a payment plan. He's pulling and advertising all over. So a lot of our kids that really want to play are going to find a way to play. And then they're going to be mixed in with other towns. And I don't know that all these facilities require them to be masked. And at that point, it's out of my jurisdiction. It's the parents, they take them wherever. To me, I rather where we have the control and say, okay, listen, you have to not play this week. We had, an uptick or whatever. So I would like, on behalf of the club and the players, for you to please consider it without just saying due to COVID, we can.
Mr. Reedman, do you have any response to that? Or do you want to table this till later and have a conversation?
I mean, we could do both. I mean, Long Island's over 6% and it's only climbing. We've had 7 cases in the last 2 days. I understand what Mrs. Magarachi's saying. The last thing I want to do is close schools, and that's a further thing from my mind. The last thing I want to do is stop anyone from playing sports, having been a student athlete. It's something we can consider, but we got to have control because I know people aren't happy like with indoor sports right now, only having, 2 people per student athlete. But honestly, it keeps at this pace. I'm not gonna have any kids in school right before the break. I mean, I don't mean it bad. I don't want to be like East Rockaway. East Rockaway closed. I don't think they should have, but that's not my business. I don't know what their exact numbers is, so I don't want to misspeak, but someone told me today they had 20% of their kids out. Now, I don't know what that means. That doesn't mean 20% of the kids have COVID because the community rates don't indicate that. But I think we have to be cognizant of all the factors. And if people are willing to work with us, that at a moment's notice we say, we're shutting it down. It's something we could talk about.
I think the other,
I'm not opposed to that. It's just the first priorities, even before academics, has got to be safety of the student, right? And as long as people can, they don't have to like it, but as long as they understand where we're coming from or where I'm coming from, then I'm all right with listening to that and maybe giving it a try under certain conditions. You know, maybe if it's just the kids, no fans, or very limited fans. Because honestly, when we said last year, I drove by some of these games and practices, and what parents weren't wearing masks when they were supposed to be wearing masks. Now the rules have changed, obviously outdoors, but at that time we all had to be wearing masks, and I was promised, well, we're all going to wear masks, we're all going to do this, we're all going to. It wasn't done exactly that way, so I would need assurances that inside the buildings that things are going to be done according to our protocols, because then at night we still have to clean, for the next day. But I'm open to the conversation again after, sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking, because I know this is the only meeting that it could be voted on. So even if it was voted on
we
contingently,
can always adjust that, but the other issue is that you have to remember that if we allow one out, we're not allowing outside organizations into the buildings at this time. And so if we make a decision today to let the chiefs into the building, we have to let CYO or any other organization into the building, which is something that we're not doing. So that has to be something that the board has to take into consideration as well. Because we're not allowing we know that the majority of these children are students.
and I'm
But
not
once we
naive.
open it for everybody, for one, we have to open it for
I
everybody.
get that, and I'm not naive to the fact that we all know we're gonna spike after Christmas and New Year's. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying if we had to delay it, we have the spike now after Thanksgiving. So it just makes sense that after Christmas and New Year's, the same thing's gonna happen. But I can't even start, if I have a definite no, then I do nothing. But if I have, there's a possibility, I could start to work on a program, even if it's restricting the numbers. And, I'm not naive to the fact that numbers may go up or that we may get, okay, you can't come this week. I'm just saying they are gonna go.
Right.
They're gonna go out of the towns.
I think that we will appreciate the fact that you want to keep an organization running throughout the winter. But I do think that it's an issue and it's something that the board will
Right, I
discuss
won't,
after.
like, I'm not gonna fight with it, but I'm here just saying, give us a
It is
chance to
not,
work.
the
it
indoor
out.
permit is not on tonight's agenda. I will tell you that.
I,
We will-
it was submitted.
No, I know it is. I
Okay.
was, but that's why it was not on the agenda, because we were not opening the buildings to outside organizations. The board will go into executive session and have a conversation about it after the fact, I guess.
Okay.
In regards to the legality of allowing one organization in versus another or whatever. Because again, once we open the doors, we have to open the doors, and that becomes a bigger problem like Mr. Raymond said, about keeping people safe.
I understand.
So, do we have any other questions from the audience that's physically here in the building? Okay, so I have one from the, I have one right now. Sorry, it gets very sweaty under here. If school closes due to COVID, will classes be taught by the teachers live via Google or Zoom? At this point, Mrs. Palmieri, and Mr. Raymond, correct me if I'm wrong, we have no intention of closing the school. We are not at any level or rise where the schools would need to be closed. Probably the only reason we would close is if the governor makes us close or the county executive does so. Mr. Raymond, and at that time, we would have to go into an MOU with the teachers again in regard to that kind of teaching like we did last year. Mr. Raymond, was there anything else you wanted to add to that one?
No, that's correct. Yes, that's correct. We would have to create a new agreement with the teachers.
Okay. And somebody's asking, what's the protocol for notifying parents of close contacts when a classmate tests positive for COVID? This parent is stating that they were never notified. Ms. Crumpton, I would honestly call the principal in that building and ask them, because they do, excuse me, again, they do contact tracing, and if they felt that your child was a close contact and needed to be notified, you would have been notified by it. But I would contact the principal in whatever building that was and ask them.
All of our protocol has been, since this has begun, that a close contact is contacted. If your child is next to someone but is within, not within 3 feet for more than 15 minutes, they're not a close contact. So really the best thing to do is to call the principal. But we haven't changed that protocol since this has begun, just so we're all on the same page.
Okay. Do we have any other questions from the audience at this time? Otherwise, I'll move on and there'll be a period at the end for us to go back to. Sorry. We'll move on to docket 1-193, which I'm going to amend. So I have to read off my phone, I'm sorry. So under the docket 1-193, we are adding a resignation as well as adding an appointment. So for those of you that were reading the dockets, I'm going to read under resignations. Our addition is, be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby accepts the letter of resignation, don't anybody panic, of Joseph Pumo from the position of assistant principal, grades 7 through 9, effective December 14th. December 15th would be tomorrow, right? Today? Effective December 14th, 2021. In addition, under appointments, I am adding, be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Joseph Pumo to the tenure area high school principal for a 4-year probationary period commencing July 8th, 2021. So at this time, we've removed Mr. Pumo as middle school assistant principal and taken the title of interim away from Mr. Pumo for high school principal. Mr. Riemann, would you like to speak?
There's really nothing left to add. I think you said it all. So congratulations.
Usually at this point with, sorry, anyway. Okay, so I need a motion.
Mr. Puno, and all the best. We look forward to all the great things you will bring to the high school.
At this point, I need a motion to move docket 1-193 as amended. So
Second.
any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Congratulations. At this time, I need a motion to move docket 1-194 through and 1-200.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. At this time, I need a motion to move docket 1-201 through 1-227.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion passes. At this time, there's no old business. New business, I need a motion to move dockets 1-181 through 1-187, which are the policies that we discussed at the meeting last week. So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. New business. We have no new business to discuss at this time. And at this time, board privilege of the floor is in regard to the yearbook quote discussion, which of course. So you guys have your yearbook quotes on your screen there. Does anybody have a favorite I'm not gonna say mine.
Yeah, I'm always
Did it-
favor of Walt Disney.
I know you are.
Yeah. Got it on my wall. Well, not that one.
Anthony Robbins. I like the Anthony Robbins one.
All right, well, everybody pick one and then we'll go that way.
I like your life is your story and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential.
Second.
Ditto. Andrew, did you have a favorite?
I did, but I can't find it.
Oh, this, my actual, I like the Dolly Parton one, is really good. If you want the rainbow, you gotta put those, right? That's very cool.
Yeah. See, and I happen to like them on the junior one, so, we're obviously on a very, different level this year. Usually we're pretty quick about picking one. We did Dr. Seuss already.
I know.
Can't be Dr. Seuss every day, every year. So, okay, so we have three that we like, that people like. So we have, Faith is taking this first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. We have, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. I'm putting the word gotta in the yearbook. That's the proper. And then we have your life is your story and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential. So those are our three. Top three that just came out. All right, which one did you like?
Originally, my first one was the Martin Luther King, but then once Patricia said hers, I like that
You have to pick one
too. Martin Luther King, that was my first one.
of those other three that I just read, Gabi. Which one is your favorite?
I like the Dolly Parton one.
Just because that was it. Joe. Read that for a second, Joe.
I mean,
And then I
you can
can
vote for
decide.
your own. Which one?
Of the Dolly Parton one, the Martin Luther King one, and the Kerry Washington.
Your life story?
Yes.
Yeah. Your life story.
Andrea? you
I like
pick
that one as well.
And you like that one. So then we're gonna go with Kerry Washington,
Okay.
right? Your life is your story and the adventure ahead of you is the journey. Yeah, Teresa, you can have this back. I even started for you already. Okay. Future meeting dates are on the back of the agenda, as they always are. I'm just gonna reiterate, as Mr. Reaman did, and as Kimberlin did, we had a fantastic turnout, even with COVID, for, the food drive this year for Thanksgiving. Everybody was, able to deliver their packages with tons of stuff in it. I'm sorry, this is making me crazy. And again, we will be delivering again this year from NYU Lincoln and Winthrop to all the families that they were able to help this year. I believe there were 30 departments that were contributing this year. So that's always a wonderful thing. On behalf of the Board of Education and the district, I'd like to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody that we will not see prior to that. And I'm going to ask that the board make a motion to go into executive session for advice. No, I'm sorry.
Second period.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I skipped that. Just kidding. I apologize. We've reached the second period for district residents, Island Park residents, and or employees of the district to address the board. This individual will be limited to 3 minutes of non-confidential agenda items with an overall maximum of 20 minutes. Do we have any questions? Ms. Magarach?
Two questions. One, docket 1-196, creation of high school club. To the high school club it was?
It is the African American Club. Culture Club, excuse me. I left the word cultural.
Very nice. And second, I was wondering if Mr. Reedman had any word on the crossing situation at Cornwall Avenue yet, if we're able to get a sign or something.
Still working on it.
I know
A
that
voice from above.
pay no attention. I believe that he was dealing with the county and
Yeah, no,
We're
I
in
know, I was
flux.
wondering, and then there was an election and everybody changed positions and it's like musical chairs, but in the meantime, now they're building a house and it's making it even worse because those trucks are in and out, the parking is worse.
Yeah.
Dodging the traffic is much more fun that way.
progress. Okay.
The point level went up, like now I'm 10 points as opposed to 5. Yeah.
Mrs. Merle, you had a question?
Yeah, can I just have some information about the foreign student exchange program?
We haven't had, it was just being reaffirmed
That we could have them?
that we have not had one in years. I mean, probably years and years. We had, I think it was, Mr. Reeman, correct me if I'm wrong, we had students from Germany come over and visit at one point, but they were not here as a foreign exchange program. But it was just it's a policy that we've had because we couldn't have a foreign exchange student if we didn't have that policy in place. It's something we reaffirm every couple of years.
So it's really.
So like if you had a foreign exchange student, that student would have to be able to go to school, right?
Right.
If you had somebody living
But
in
it's
your house,
not a foreign exchange student program in the school.
there is not a program in the school.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions from the audience on the Zoom or any other questions in the audience here? One of these days, you guys are gonna ask a question. Okay, so with that being said, I'd like a motion to move into executive session.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us. And have a wonderful holiday if we don't see you. Not letting me in.
I know, no, Catherine.
Oh,
I was, yeah, I was.
Nationality.
Rain, if it's PTS, give it to that woman that was on the end. PTS, give it to Emily. Emily, he's got PTS and I'm gonna give you a right there.
He's working with mine, like, that's fine.
Joe, don't need it.
I did PTA. Say again?
Vince, still sitting here. Yeah.